This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know, one thing I have to thank my mother for, and I'll open up by thanking my mother for this, because of her voice, because I sound just like her talking right now. Every time I don't get any sleep, this is what I sound like. So I couldn't even lie about not getting any sleep, because my voice changes completely when I don't get. My God, that thunder was loud last night.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy storm. I know, Tevin, that you said before Tom got here, you were telling me about how you had like a flash flood in a matter of seconds.
Oh God.
Yeah, like I woke up and I look outside. Normally you can see, the other tall skyscraper buildings. I couldn't see anything. And I have a hanging chair on my patio that's just banging against the window.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, let me go outside quick and we'll take it down. And as I get ready to open the door, kind of the stand that it's on, it kind of leans over and falls. So it's literally right outside the door. Just have to quick open, unclip a few things. I'm going to drag the chair in so it doesn't keep banging around. And in the 2 seconds that I open the door, just immediately soaking wet from head to toe.
I know.
Like toweling myself off in the middle of the night, changing. Like
I just, it's unbelievable. It's just the beauty. No question. And I was supposed to, I think, rain for a short period at 3 a.m. and go away. Well, it never went away. It was still storming and thundering at 6 o'clock this morning?
Yeah, about 6 a.m. is when it kind of started dying down where I was.
Ugh. No sleep at all. Get away from me. That's my attitude today. Oh, and the other thing last night. So Catherine went out to dinner last night, and I just hung out at the house and just kind of laying around, watched. I didn't even remember what TV show. Oh, it was Murdoch Mysteries. It's a Canadian show. It's a good show. We're watching it. Catherine's laying down on the couch, and I'm sitting up on the couch and watching the show and all the rest of it. I turned to Catherine and say, "That was a good episode." She slept through the whole damn thing. I thought she was just watching it because I couldn't see her face because she had her pillow kind of came up over her face. She fell asleep like 1 minute into the show, had no idea. Then she's like, he. Yeah, okay, sister. Yeah. But yeah, then we hit the sack and the old thunder. And well, that started at 7 o'clock, I think, wasn't it? When it started last night?
Yeah, it started at 7 o'clock last night. Then it took a break until kind of middle of the night. And then it just was all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
And was it like 3 a.m. till 6:30 or something like that?
That sounds about right. I heard. I didn't personally hear that at all. I must have slept through that portion of it, but I was told that it was like pouring this morning, just coming down. So
a lot of thunder, very loud thunder too. I mean, the thunder was really loud. So I'm kind of glad I don't have much to do after the old show today, the family show, because I might want to go home and maybe sleep. Well, although it says it's going to storm again today. Is that correct?
Is it?
It says intervals of cloud and sunshine with a thunderstorm in spots with a high of 79. That's what it says. That's the national weather, AccuWeather.
Let's take a look at the old Doppler.
The Doppler, baby. Taking a gander at the Doppler.
Yeah, it looks like this afternoon, starting around 3 p.m., there's supposed to be some scattered thunderstorms.
God hates us. That's all I have to say. If there is a God, he or she hates us.
Yeah. But if they can get the state fair cleaned up this morning and you can make it out there before 3, it'll probably be some light foot traffic so you can get
it's not open.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually it's going to be open.
I don't know. They got a lot of debris, I guess.
The amount of money that they're going to be losing today, I'm sure they'll put a Band-Aid over whatever they need to and open it up for the good.
That's a good point.
It looks like that 3 to 5 o'clock window is when we might get some rain. Not super heavy or anything, but just a little bit here.
Because this one says it's going to be a thunderstorm. So they don't even agree on that.
All right. Well,
What the hell? One thing I do have to mention, because we've got to get the sports in a second here, with Judd Zulgad, but I was watching because I couldn't sleep. I said, well, I may as well watch a little television, and I'm checking on the weather and that kind of stuff. I didn't know this was possible. I never considered this to be possible. But I heard last night on CNN that Kamala Harris has this election locked up. Don't even worry about it. And then I turned over to Newsmax and found out that Donald Trump has this election locked up. Don't even worry about it. Well, is there anybody that doesn't lie to make money anymore?
No, I I think that what is it? Last week during the DNC, I saw one where it was like, Harris is riding this huge wave and she's pulling way in front. And then you go to the next one, it was like, despite it being the DNC week, Donald Trump's numbers surge and he's taking the lead.
I know. That's exactly
everybody. I think they take the same like headline and just change the name.
Yeah, it's either she's riding the wave or she was surfing and fell off the wave.
Yes.
Like there's nobody's treading water here.
I mean, it's just they lie. They all lie their ass off because it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, politics, news channels, all of it. It's all about money. It has nothing to do with telling you the truth or being good to you or what. It's about making money, because when they get elected to a high office like the presidency, Barack Obama got elected. He's now worth $70 million. And I think that figure might be a little low.
Yeah, that feels like it's a little low.
Doesn't
for
it?
a president. Yeah, I would have assumed it was much more.
I thought his houses alone were like $30 million. The three of them. I mean, those houses, I've seen his house on Nantucket. If he paid less than about $10 million for that joint, I'd be shocked, but who knows? I guess I'm not a real estate expert, so I don't know what to tell you. But one thing, please understand, I don't care if you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, you want to stand alone. The only thing I would say about doing that, saying, oh, Kamala's got it locked up. Oh, Trump's got it locked up. Are you trying to keep people away from the polls? Well, if they got it locked up, why would I bother to vote? Right?
Right. Well, if you don't go vote, then it changes everything. Now we got to redo all the polls and all the projections. And
oh, God, these people are just the most disgusting human beings on earth. It's all about money, folks. Just please understand that. Just the way it is.
Yeah. And sometimes I think they run out of stuff to talk about. Because they cover it so hard for so long ahead of the election where they're like, okay, now we just need a headline to throw out there. So quick, who's got something, and we'll just roll with it for today.
Yep, that's the whole deal. So yeah, I didn't get a lot of sleep, and then I was lied to by Newsmax and because I won't even watch Fox. I can't stand those people. That arrogant prick that's from here. What's his name?
I don't know. I didn't even know there was somebody from Minnesota.
Oh, he's from here. He's from St. Cloud or something, I think. I had him in studio a couple of times. Just an arrogant little prick.
Okay.
Thinks he's a tough guy too. He's one of those. I went into battle. Yeah, good. Let me bring a couple of guys from my old neighborhood and see how you do in this battle. You pill. I don't know. Like I said, I tune into CNN for a short bit, and I tune into Newsmax for a short bit. I can't find. Well, AP is the only place, and you guys I think told me that, and some of our listeners told me AP is about as close to the truth as you're going to get.
Mm-hmm. I think what did Kristen Bird also threw out? Reuters?
Reuters, yeah.
Reuters.
Yeah, but she thinks that Kamala's got it locked up, and it's like,
no, she said yesterday that's going to be a very tight race.
No, she said yes.
Pull the footage.
Pull the footage. I want to hear it, because she said she was certain that Kamala was going to win.
I am certain that verbatim. She was
but you're a communist, so you hear what you want to hear to make money.
Play the Russian national anthem, I guess.
What? That can't be it.
No, I don't know. I don't know what the Russian national.
I was saying, I was going to go with whatever. Is Peter Hegseth the guy that?
Yes. What an arrogant little prick that guy is. Oh God.
I gotta look up who this is now.
Yeah, you know him. I guess he was an honored soldier and all the rest of it. You know, the first thing he said to me on the KQ morning show.
What's that?
Yeah, my parents never listened. Let me listen to you because your show is just so vile. No. That's the first thing you're going to say to me.
Nice.
Really. I've never met you. You know what? I'm going to call into today. I'm going to call in. What's he on again? That's
Fox News.
Fox News. I even forgot it. Last time I watched it was a long time ago, so I don't even know the name of it.
Also, just to clear the good name of St. Cloud, Minnesota, he's from Forest Lake.
Yeah, he's from
Forest Lake. Well, he's halfway to St. Cloud. To clear the good name of St. Cloud, Minnesota.
And he seems like he'd be your type of guy, though, Tom. He went to Princeton and Harvard.
Oh, no wonder I like him so much. No
No
wonder he's not arrogant
and
at all.
Even more impressive, Forest Lake Area High School.
Ooh, look at him.
See?
That's the Harvard of Minnesota high schools.
Forest Lake. What is it? The Forest Lake what?
Lakers?
Yeah.
Oh, God, please don't go. Every town with the lake goes with the Lakers.
All right. I feel like they're not. They're like, I know they're like maroon and gold.
Oh, are they?
I think
they're like a bear.
Are they the Pioneers? No, that's deal.
I told you.
Here we go. We're going to look it up.
Told you in 1967 or 68. I can't remember which year, but because it was the North High Polars and polar bears are white.
And they got soul.
They got soul. Bears have soul because and the bear wasn't white on the bear has soul.
Did they spell it SOUL or SOLE, and then he was like stomping on the competition.
SOUL. The Bears have soul. That's what it was. Absolutely.
Yeah, Forest Lake Rangers.
Rangers. Okay.
The Rangers.
Yes. Park Rangers.
Maybe he's a guy. I only met him a couple of times. He was not my kind of guy. I could tell he didn't really care for me, and I didn't care for him. And it's just we just didn't blend very well.
Yeah.
But it's just that goes that way once in a while. So what other lie did you try to tell today? What was it?
I don't know.
It's hard to keep them all straight.
I was going to say there's so many. Every time I open my mouth.
Every time you open your mouth, you're lying to us. All right, we better take a break here. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a bitch of a 2-month period, a little over 2 months still. The lying that's going on all these national networks and the news services and the politicians and the number one thing last night. What happened to Tim Walz? He's disappeared since the RN or DNC. Did they put him in hiding? I mean, every time something happens, it's got to be because something bad happened. Maybe they're talking about Kamala, not him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why they haven't talked about it. I don't know. Who cares?
Also, really quick, because of the name that just emailed and also kind of still on topic, we're getting conflicting reports. Durf writes in. That's just the name that's on there.
I love Durf.
Durf Hoisington. Apparently, he grew up in Red Wing, Minnesota, not Forest Lake.
Oh, Red Wing.
Peter, what are you trying to hide?
Yeah, Pete.
Yeah, what the hell? Think about that.
Next, we're going to find out he wasn't even from Minnesota.
Right.
Wait a second. Isn't there like a boys' prison in Red Wing?
There is. Maybe he did time.
See?
Time.
Maybe that's what it is. I still have Pete Hegseth's phone number. We should call him and go, were you in prison?
On the air.
And were you in prison? When you were in prison, did you meet any of my cousins or uncles?
Did they allow you to listen to the KQ morning show in prison?
Answer the question, Pete.
The greatest. All right, we'll take a break. Be right back. I think I'm going to be clearing my throat a lot today because, man, I got no sleep last night. Boom. And what I like is you get the big flash of light, too. Even though I had the curtains closed on, you could still see the light.
Got to get those blackout curtains.
Oh, my God. I'm going to have to do something. That was loud. Ladies and gentlemen, beer, food, Vikings, and real-life jousting. The only place you can find all of these things together is the 2024 Minnesota Renaissance Festival, happening weekends now through September 29th, plus Labor Day and September 27th. Located at the Renaissance Festival grounds in Shakopee, it's fun for the entire family as you venture around the grounds finding amazing food and drinks, tons of different street acts, live music, and fully armored jousting. I said full armor. There's always something exciting going on, that's for sure. Like to live on the edge? Try your hand at axe throwing, shooting a crossbow, climbing a rock wall, or test your wits in an escape room. It's also perfect for kids of all ages, featuring a petting zoo, various rides and games, along with arts and crafts events. Plus, with over 250 artisans and shops around the festival, you may just find something that scratches your medieval itch. Visit RenaissanceFest.com now for discount tickets, parking passes, and all other information. The 2024 Minnesota Renaissance Festival. Visit RenaissanceFest.com today.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they talk to you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market, the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. So if I were you, I wouldn't put off another day. I'll tell you that. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, St. Thomas football is back for the 2024 season on 1500 KSTP and 1500ESPN.com. First up, the season opener against Sioux Falls. The woman, the disc jockey?
The college.
Oh, the college. I thought it was the one, because she's nice. I like her. I've met her. Sioux Falls. Where is she? At WDGY now, I think?
Yeah.
It's very funny. You don't know. You liar.
I have no idea.
Lying back in there. First up, the season opener again. We should call Sioux Falls and say, are you really playing the entire? No, we shouldn't do that. She is a very nice person, though, by the way. This Thursday from O'Shaughnessy Stadium, they're taking on Sioux Falls. Pregame at 5:30, kickoff at 6 o'clock on 1500 ESPN and my birthplace for radio, 1500 KSTP. No, it's actually, here's what I don't understand. So it's either on 1500 ESPN and 1500ESPN.com.
Yep.
I mean, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
don't you think?
It's awesome. Yeah, you can listen online if you want to, or if you're in the car or sitting out on the patio, got that old AM dial, flip it over to 1500 ESPN.
Is it okay if I just read it as 1500 KSTP? Because that's what it was when I worked there 50 years ago.
Yeah, do whatever you want to.
I'm sure they'd like that since they're paying for it.
Sure.
Andy went to St. Thomas, you know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, for about a year and a half, he hated it. Can you imagine Andy in college?
Well, hey, that perfect time to get back into the college spirit with the football season.
Well, there's no question about it. And that was a coincidence that our daughter went to St. Catherine. My wife's name is Catherine. And our son went to St. Thomas, and my name is Thomas. We didn't even realize that until about halfway through the first year. But they're good schools, aren't they?
That's what I hear. I couldn't really afford them. So,
yeah, there you go. Well,
most can't.
It's good neither. In any case, ladies and gentlemen, the lovely and talented Judd Zulgad from SKOR North on with us right now with no sports to talk about because the Twins suck now so badly, I can't even believe it.
My day is made because I just got power back. So
you just got it back?
It literally just went back on.
When did your wife give you your power back?
Thank you, AJ. What's that?
What, AJ? AJ was cheering for you.
Well, yeah, yes. I've been through the trials and tribulations of no power here this summer. I know how.
Really?
Yeah, I had a stint of like 2 days or so.
Oh, I was concerned about that. It went out during the midst of that big storm that blew through overnight, and it all shut down. And then I thought, what AJ just said, I thought, is this going to be 2 days?
You know, I literally got very little sleep last night because I went to. Well, Catherine got home last night at about 7 o'clock, and it started just pouring.
Yep.
And it poured pretty much all night, didn't it? And then 3 o'clock in the morning, it started again. And then at 6 o'clock this morning, the thunder. I got literally hardly any sleep at all. So I was supposed to go to dinner with Bilski and a couple of buddies tonight, and I don't think that'll be happening because I don't think you want to be around me 12 hours after I haven't had any sleep. That's not a good idea.
Or at least go home and take a nap.
I'm not a good napper. I'd love to take naps.
Really?
Unless I fall asleep sitting in a chair, like if I try to take a nap, I got no shot. If I just fall asleep, then it works.
Interesting. I know a lot of people that don't like to nap or are not good, but I love a good nap.
Oh, I'm a professional napper.
Go lay down.
I wish I were.
Yeah, I enjoy it, but I'm terrible at it because I'll lay down for like, all right, it's 30 minutes, really quick. And then that turns into 3 hours.
Oh,
yeah, that's a problem. Yeah.
I like that. So are the Twins ever going to be good again? They have sucked now for about 2 weeks. What's the deal?
Yeah, well, it started a week ago Sunday with that blown lead to Texas.
Right.
And then they went 2-5 from Sunday to Sunday, including 3 games that they absolutely just blew, which was the Texas game, then the Padres game, and then the Cardinals game on Sunday was a bad loss. And then last night, before the rains came, and they did resume, Bailey Ober got absolutely clobbered, and I think he gave up 9 runs, and they lost 10-6. But here's the funny thing: so Kansas City swept Cleveland in a doubleheader, so the Twins actually gained ground on Cleveland. Kansas City, though, is now a game and a half ahead of the Twins, but the Twins are still in the last wild card spot, and they're in third place in the American League Central.
They suck that badly, and they're still in the race.
Oh, yeah, because Boston, since the All-Star break, which is their closest pursuer in the wild card, has sucked even worse.
Yeah.
I think I counted up last night. I think since the All-Star break, Boston's lost 20 games.
Oh, my God. I'm happy now to be a Twins fan. They only suck halfway.
Yeah, so, but yeah, that was the Cardinal series was not good. Like, you lost on Friday. You lost, 6-1 or something like that. So you're going to lose games like that, right? Then you come back and get a nice win on Saturday, and then you're up 2-1 on Sunday late in the game because Royce Lewis came in and got a pinch hit double to score the go-ahead run, and your closer's on the mound, and he does nothing wrong, and you literally barf up the game because Julian throws the ball into left field instead of a potential double play. So that's a bad loss because you're going to get beat like it's baseball, right?
Yeah, right.
But don't beat yourself. Come on. And that's 3 times I think the Twins played a role in beating themselves.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they started the year that way too. They were beating themselves a lot because their defense was terrible.
Well, and we saw it again on Sunday. I mean, Julian launched that ball right into left field. It was, and the problem is they had not to go too into detail, but because of decisions they made to pinch hit in the bottom of the 8th, they had to leave Julian in the game at second because they ordinarily would take him out and put Kyle Farmer in at second base. He's a far superior defensive player, but because of what they did pinch hitting wise, he had to go play shortstop. So like they compounded the problem by their decisions.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, see, that's the whole deal. Maybe it's time to get rid of the eye tie. What do you think?
You know what's funny about this is they do so many things pre-planned and you know, there's so much more that goes into strategy now of why guys get to hit or don't get to hit, right? And what most people lack is what Tom Kelly had, which is he was always 3 steps ahead of the game.
Yep.
Like he could have comprehended the nuanced and analytics of today, but Tom also would have then understood the fallout of the decision from a global perspective.
Yep.
Like that's the tough thing about this job.
Yep.
You know, you're making the majority of people literally are making decisions as they go based on the situation. What made Kelly such a genius was he was always 3 steps ahead of the actual situation to think if we do this now, you know, if we do X now, Z's going to bite us in the ass later.
You know, it's amazing. I grew up Roman Catholic, right? My mother was a big time Roman Catholic. I went to Catholic school for the first 9 years of my life. Well, no, I went to public school for kindergarten. That's right. So 8 years I went to Catholic school. What's his name again? The guy, the manager of the Twins?
Rocco Baldelli.
Rocco Baldelli. He is the first eye tie I've ever seen that has no personality. Italians always got this big personality. Whoa, we're going to do this. He's like, okay, we should put somebody in there, I guess. What is that? He's not a real Italian.
I think he's a little, I don't think he's like that, but I think he's a little bit more of a human being when the cameras are off and he's not around. But yeah.
Oh, he is? Okay.
But he's also reflective of how a lot of the generation is now.
Oh,
his generation, like you look at the amount of, you know, I'm not saying that there aren't personalities, but I mean, you think about how people used to be and how they are now, and it's actually not surprising.
Would you two guys look this up? Both you look it up because it might be hard to find, but there was a story this morning on the national news that many people under the age of 35 do not have one friend. They don't have any friends.
What?
I was reported on the national news.
I don't have to
morning.
look that up.
We're going to need some fact checking on that one.
Well, it was on the national news. I didn't make it up. They don't have any friends. Like, Jesus, what is that all about?
I'll Google search it, but this is just going to be like.
Do people under 35 have friends?
No, even one friend.
How could you? Okay. While I am certainly all for staying home and avoiding contact lots of times, that sounds like an impossibility. So,
well, my grandfather had one friend, Theodore Ham. Why was he a friend?
Why?
Because he made beer. He didn't even know the real guy. He just liked the beer a lot. Let me put it that way.
Well, then see, your grandfather's a smart dude. Very smart man.
He was not.
No.
He had that lateral S deal. He did this deal.
Oh yeah.
He called me and he goes, Jesus Christ, get over here. The FBI's are coming through the window.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure the FBI's aren't coming through the window there. Why don't you put down the Hams Brewing Company and relax?
Yeah. Well,
nuts.
That's not a good thing. Didn't mean to stir up that one, but
well,
I thought since he was friends with a beer guy, he was, pretty smart guy, but alas, I was wrong.
What'd you guys find? Anything yet?
I mean, there was a study back in 2021 where they said about 1/5 of people have one or no close friends.
That's 20% of the people, and that was 4 years ago. Now it's higher. See, you guys thought you laughed.
So we're saying close friends. So they're splitting hairs between acquaintances and close friends. Well, I have no problem with that. You don't need a lot of close friends. In fact, you shouldn't have a lot of close friends. People with you don't have it's like if you have the old saying, if you have two quarterbacks, you got none. If you got a ton of close friends, you got none. They're acquaintances.
That's very negative.
You should have like 3 close friends at the most, and that might even be pushing it.
Yeah, you're pushing it.
But yeah, I mean, like that's I found a lot of things that are like, people in their mid-30s are like is the peak of loneliness. It's like, no, I look at it.
Did I say 35 or not?
Well,
you're mid-30. See, you guys laughed in my face, and now you find out I was exactly right.
I laughed more at the study you told us about.
Yeah,
actually,
who's conducting this?
I don't know. It was on the national news.
But it might be true. Like there might be a chance that young people are more discerning now and don't have a ton of close friends.
More discerning.
Big difference from acquaintances, right? Like close friends. But I mean, I've never, I have a huge close friends group. I'm friends with all my high school friends and I'm 55 years old. No, you're not. And if you are, what's going on?
Yeah, because I would say you're probably this way where just because of what you do, you have a lot of people that you have to associate with on a daily basis where you have kind of a friendly relationship, but you're not picking up the phone and going, hey, do you want to go get a beer after work today? Like, yeah, those are the people that I would say are like the close friends. But yeah, you have numerous people where you're like, I'm friendly with them and acquaintances and things like that. So no.
Thank you for being a friend. Okay, just because you couldn't prove me wrong, now you're making up excuses. So I was right, and you guys know it. I heard it on the national news.
Which must be true.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it must be true.
I mean, you heard it on TV, so there's no question. I mean, I just got done watching Fox News, and I'm going to tell you how my vote for the election's been really swayed this morning.
Oh, no question.
I think the 30 thing, though, I thought the studies were now like, aren't more people not dating or getting married or something?
Well, they're definitely not getting married.
I thought I did see that. So
they don't date a lot, and they are not going to get married. I know. Matter of fact, about 3 or 4 different couples, their kids, I suppose altogether got like 7, 8 kids with all 4 families. None of them say they're going to get married. So I don't know what that's all about. I don't know. See, now that's totally opposite of the way I grew up, because if I didn't know Catherine, I'd be a miserable son of a bitch. I just would be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've known her for 44 years, been married for 40 years. I adore this woman. Why wouldn't you want somebody like that in your life? Well, maybe most people are a pain in the ass. You think that's what it is?
It is a great question, because I think it's true. I mean, I think it has validity, but it's a really good question, because you're exactly right. It is totally flies in the face of how like I grew up.
No question about it. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. I just, now, okay. You could tie things up, or you could just blow this whole thing away. We have the 3 of us voted whether Chris Egert's going to be at the fair tomorrow, because the fairgrounds closed right now.
Yeah, I saw that.
You think he'll be there today?
Egert? No,
not today. So maybe tomorrow, though. We'll see how the debris.
Oh, tomorrow, sure, yeah. But I would guess that Channel 5. I'm just totally guessing here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know the plans. Don't have sources. I would guess that Channel 5 will not be was not at the fair this morning, but will be back tomorrow.
Well, we can answer this.
Is it not their civic duty as the people that have to report the news?
Chris,
to be at the spot where the news is happening currently?
I can answer this question for you, this riddle, if we want. I can just pop him on the screen real quick, because he is in the back waiting for his segment.
Okay.
Oh, he is. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Pop him on the screen.
He's got to be at the fair.
No.
He has to.
Well, where
Chris, why is he there?
Yeah,
why are you at the fair?
At the fair.
Let's go, Chris.
I can't believe you're at the fair.
And
I don't know what kind of operation you guys think we're running here where we're not going to be live at the fair. Come on.
I believed in you, Chris.
Take shelter. Take shelter.
They said
it'll be open pretty soon.
Yep.
What's pretty soon? Tomorrow?
No. I bet you they're already in fact, I bet they're already letting the public in.
Oh, you think so? Because on the way in, they said it was shut down. They didn't know when it was going to open.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to get everything cleaned up. But there's some tree branches and stuff down, but it's not bad.
Now, I should mention, ladies and gentlemen, this is an historical moment because you probably don't know this, but Judd and Chris hate one another. So to appear on the same screen,
it's true.
It violates my contract.
It's a long-running feud between Judd and I.
Yep.
What are you feuding over? Do you even know?
In my contract. I can't believe it's been violated. I'll be calling my bosses shortly here to complain about this.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah. But look at how good he looks. I just can't. Just take shelter, man. You never know when that storm might come back. It might swoop right back in.
He ducks down. That was. Hey, you're an actor. I didn't know you were an actor.
I'm definitely not an actor. I think it's going to be okay. I'm predicting everyone. People will get in here pretty quickly, and it's going to be fine. So
no, I know Judd's got to go, and then you got to get on the air. But did you hear that people under 35, like 40% of them, have no friends?
Oh, Jesus.
I heard the thing you're talking about marriage, and I'll tell you why that is right now.
Oh,
they can't afford it.
Yeah, they can't afford to be married. That's
they can't afford to be married, and religion does not play a bigger role in people's lives as it did when we were growing up. Marriage is a lot of times was a sacramental thing, not necessarily a convenience thing. That's my guess.
I thought it was a tax break.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What about the tax break?
It's a tax break.
Is it really that much? Is it really that much?
Well,
that's like saying kids are a tax break. And I can tell you right now, having two of them, there's definitely not more money in my pocket. There's less.
Well, that's a good point.
Okay, I got to ask Judd this, and Chris, you can answer because Judd's got to go, and then you got to pop on. But I saw a story this morning that they're going to dig some guy's body up to get him ready to become a saint in the Catholic Church. Oh. I've never heard of them digging up a body to attain sainthood.
What are they trying to find on his body that will help them make that determination?
Probably artificial penises or something like that.
All right. I gotta go.
Judd's gotta go. Judd's gotta go.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, Judd.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judd Zulgad. No, I don't know that, but that was reported this morning. I've never heard of them, and like I said, I grew up Catholic. They're going to dig up his body to check it out and get him prepared for sainthood.
Well, I guess apparently exhuming bodies of past saints is a semi-regular thing.
I didn't know
that they do. But they check for like relics and I don't know, a bunch of other stuff.
I don't know what they check for. Hell with them.
To preserve their relics, it says.
All right, Chris, do you want to be on while I read the commercials? Do you want us to come back to you?
Well, actually,
you want to do your report right now, and then we'll just blow you off.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do the break, but I don't have much time after the break. That's all.
Well, why don't we do it now, and then I'll just go into the break, and then I'll come back and go, hey, we'll be right back with another break.
Okay, that sounds good.
So what's going on?
Damn it. I already talked about it. They're cleaning out the damage to the fairgrounds.
That's everything?
At last check, when I left the newsroom, there were around 150,000 people in the Twin Cities without power.
Yeah.
So, and that number changed a lot overnight. When I first got up and looked, it was around 35,000. So that second round of storms that came through this morning knocked power out for a lot of people. So that's what a lot of folks are dealing with this morning.
Okay, I know you got one more minute, don't you?
Yeah.
Have you watched the new season of, oh God, I can't remember. It used to be hosted by Captain Kirk. He was Unexplained Mysteries or Unsolved Mysteries. Yeah, I think it's Unsolved Mysteries.
No, is there a good one?
This kid who's 15 years old is walking through the woods where he walks every day on his way to school or whatever. And he finds a human head but it's wrapped up in plastic and all the rest of it. And there's no bugs on it or animals eating it or whatever. So it was recently put there. They went through this whole thing. And one of his neighbors steps up and goes, I guarantee you that kid stole it from this, blah, blah, blah. Turns out at the end, the guy who accused the kid of having put the head there and then claiming he found it jumped off a bridge in front of a semi to kill himself. Because what happened was the kid, right where he walks through, the guy's horse had been brutalized and stabbed. So not knowing who did it, he blamed it on the kid. That's why he dug up the head of his own mother, it looks like, and put it in the forest for the kid to find. I mean, what a story that is.
Oh my God, that's awful.
They can't prove that it's really his mother's head because, there's no DNA left or anything. Because she had been buried like in 1952 or something like that. But can you imagine going through all that because you think the kid might have stabbed your horse? When he didn't, by the way.
There's so many references to digging up bodies today in the show.
I know, it's true.
It's very unusual. Very unusual.
It stuck with me is all I have to say.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I guess it shouldn't have stabbed this horse, huh?
I don't think the kid did stab it. Well, who knows? Maybe he did. Maybe
that's
he did.
why it's an unsolved mystery.
I love it. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow, Pally.
Okay, bye, you guys. Have a good rest of your day.
Thanks a lot. Be right back. A couple seconds, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tom for Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities. Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Memory Care Facilities are a place where your loved one will live with pride and dignity. That's a very important thing, obviously. If you care deeply about someone in your life, like I do, Wellshire is the place I highly recommend. Wellshire is a memory care focused facility, has a full nursing team, always staffed within the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They've never used or relied on any staffing agencies. Wellshire of Medina is now accepting elderly waivers after 12 months of private pay. I know them personally, and they are a family-owned local company conveniently located in Medina and Bloomington, as I've mentioned before. One of the owners used to be my caddy back in the day. It's how long I've known this pal of mine. They are the best staffed memory care facility in the state. Wellshire has a robust community with activities 7 days a week. If your loved one is in the need of memory care facility, please get in touch with my friends at Wellshire. Set up a tour or learn more at wellshiremn.com. That's WELSHIREMN.com.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
Mike Lindell and My Pillow employees want to thank our listeners, for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever when you use promo code TOM. And you get free shipping on your entire order. Get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets only $29.98, and take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything's on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb, dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM and you get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146, go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Channel 5's Chris Egert was brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation, 952-925-5608. Matter of fact, we'll be talking to Josh later on. Well, next hour, as a matter of fact. So what do you think of that? So
Pretty good.
How would you like to have a job like Chris Egert's where you're popped on the air a little early and then you claim you got to go? What the hell is that?
I'm sure given his how much debris is out there and knowing how good his heart is, he's probably, hey guys, you need help moving that branch, that log, and then he kind of stands off to the side and does like the, all right, hey everybody, great job.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure he's busy. It's a rough day out there.
So you think that's what it was? It's just a very rough day.
Yeah, they're trying to go through everything. I'm sure they're trying to make sure all their equipment's not terribly wrecked from the water damage and stuff like that.
So you don't think it's because he's a candy ass?
No, I wouldn't say that just yet. But jury's still out.
Yeah, it's probably like 70-30.
I suppose it's 70. You think it's 70-30? I love it. It works for me. By the way, you wrote this out for me.
Yeah.
What is LIWER? What word is that? You see that on there? LIWER.
About live.
Liwer. Ladies and gentlemen, read St. Thomas. Oh, he put a extra hook on the N. It says liner.
Yeah. Oh, liner. There we go. That
bad.
Makes more sense.
Did you learn how to write?
Yeah, I'm doing it with a bad arm over here.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, don't even, you're writing left-handed now? Yep.
What a liar.
Hey, I'm going to have an excuse.
I have an excuse whether you like it or not, Tom.
Exactly.
That's all I have to tell you, Buster Brown. So what's new? Anything I should know about in the world going on?
Oh, God, so much.
Like what?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you actually had.
No, let's figure it.
What a liar.
Well, the one, I guess, funny thing that I've seen going around is that there's a huge anti like Tim Walz thing going on in Minnesota where they were all at like the state fair, I guess, and they were promoting neverwalls.com, and they didn't purchase the domain neverwalls.com. So somebody else that's pro Tim Walz swooped in and purchased it. So now if you go to neverwalls.com, there's a very funny like anti-Donald Trump, whatever, which who cares who you want to vote for? It's just they just didn't do their due diligence. And so now it all backfired. So they spent all day at the state fair passing out all this stuff to go to the website and now inadvertently campaigned against their own person.
I'd like to know how you're in favor of a guy who just threw a 50-cent tax on everything you buy from Amazon. Why would you like somebody who just did that?
I mean, you get taxed on everything. And I don't think that regardless of how you feel about Tim Walz, I just think the overall situation of like, if I'm going out campaigning because I don't like AJ and then somebody goes, hey, I actually bought the website antiaj.com and it's a big pro AJ website.
There you go. Well, that'd be unbelievable. A pro AJ website.
Vote for me this November, everybody.
That could never happen. Pro AJ website. Yeah, like I said, I can't even judge these people individually anymore. Politicians are just not my kind of people. They just aren't, any of them. Democrat, Republican, Independent. It's all about the money again. Fame and money, I guess. Right?
Yeah. I mean, when hasn't it been about that, Tom?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But people still don't realize it. Most people still don't realize it's not about serving the public. It's about making money and becoming famous.
Yeah. And maybe this is just because I'm younger, but it feels like the last maybe 3-4 tickets now for president. Now that I've gotten a little older, I've realized you know what? They don't really have they say the lip services, we have your best interest in mind as a nation. In reality, I don't know. I'm not sure they do.
Gee, really? You've come to realize that now, have you?
I'm almost there. I'm not fully sure yet. But
I understand. Because you want to believe that somebody's actually out there for you.
Yeah, you'd think so. Just because me sitting here talking to you guys doesn't really change too much, diplomatic, international relations.
What are you talking about? We work on that every day.
I must miss those meetings.
Yeah. Apparently you don't wear headphones during that part.
No.
Yep.
That's what it is. Like I said, we got 73 more days of this. Oh God. One nice thing though is we got a 3-day weekend coming up. We used to, when I was at the Q, we always took the week before or after Labor Day off, because then you got not only a 9-day but a 10-day week off.
took the whole week off for Labor Day.
It was phenomenal.
That's wild. I've never heard of that.
Well, you get four weeks of vacation.
Oh yeah, but okay, I see what you're saying. I thought they just like company wide were like, you know what? Let the interns run everything. We're all.
Well, that's what happened anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make any difference. Yeah, that was kind of cool because what we basically do is take the last week of August off because the kids went back to school after Labor Day. So you take the week, like this week we would have taken off, and then we'd have Monday off too because it's Labor Day, and then the kids go back to school. But did we do it this? No. And God paid me back by giving us a thunderstorm that kept me awake all night.
Next week's looking pretty good.
What to take off?
Yeah,
Well, we can take it off next week. We can take off next week.
We
if
have
you
not
want.
jumped the shark quite yet, ladies.
If you want to take off next week, we can do that.
No, I would love to be in here on Tuesday talking to you guys.
Listen to you lion sack.
No,
I'd love to be here next Tuesday.
I'm gonna wake up and do a mock show on my own and at my place just solo, just on Monday. Just
You have a couple of hand puppets, one me and one Tevin. Is that what you're gonna do?
great joke, Tevin. Good
Whoa.
stuff, Tom.
That's the best you've ever been. You say shit like that to him. That'd be wonderful. That'd be magnificent. I don't think there's any question about it. I'm just looking at some Philadelphia Airport thanks its Brigade of Therapy Canines on National Dog Day. That's the headline in the AP this morning. You think they're trying to avoid politics at all? Oh, wait a minute. There's a picture of Biden. Biden's program for immigrant spouses of U.S. citizens is halted. I didn't know about that. What was he going to do with the spouses of U.S. citizens? Make them citizens?
I'm not sure.
No idea.
Once again, Democrat, Republican, doesn't make any difference. This is all about getting them to vote for you so you make more money. Please don't fall for this bullshit. They do these things because it benefits them to do that for you. You're not some hero. All of these people. I mean, how bad is it? I went to AP and the two pictures on the first spot on the AP website are Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Are they trying to drive me off the deep end? Is that the plan? And by the way, Donald, could you do me a favor and not send me 50, 60, 70 emails a day asking for money? That'd be great if you'd stop doing that. I don't hear from Joe Biden, though, so I don't know what's up with him. What do you think?
You two must not be on speaking terms.
That's probably what it is.
Not in his close friends circle.
That's probably true. Or maybe he knew me, but he forgot.
Oh, does he need like money?
I'll say, Biden shouldn't be sending out any emails anyway. What's
he's
he
kicking his
running
feet
for?
up.
He's about to be
Donald
sipping
Trump or Biden.
He's about to be sipping Mai Tais on the beach.
Yeah, he's in the. I just put in my 2 weeks notice.
Yep. Yeah, not my job anymore.
There's a story here. This is on the AP, Associated Press, ladies and gentlemen. Same-sex couples and LGBTQ plus activists rally in Nepal's capital during the annual Pride. There's a Pride parade in Nepal?
Oh yeah, they're worldwide, international.
Oh, I bet you there aren't in some countries.
There's a few where they probably don't get.
That's what I'm thinking.
Don't get welcomed.
Fun flag, Nepal.
Oh, they got a good flag?
Yeah, it's a different looking shape. It's very unique.
Is it better than the Minnesota state flag?
I'm going to say yes.
And you're asking by the same token, by the way, because it's the same flag. Does it look anything like the Somali flag? Because those flags do look a lot alike. I don't know. I don't give a rat's ass about the state flag. Never have.
Here's what I'll say about that. I see other flags that look a lot closer to each other.
Yeah, there's.
Or do they?
Yeah,
there's so many flags over all of the nations of the world that look eerily similar.
Germany and Belgium have like the same exact colors. They're just
do they?
Flipped.
Yeah.
I don't know. And a lot of flags look very similar to each other.
That works for me. Like I said, do you think we'll ever get to a point where people just go, why don't you do what you do? Leave the kids and the dogs alone and we're good to go. We ever going to get there?
Probably not. But AJ, you were correct on the Nepal flag. It's like two triangles rather than
it's
like
not a full
square.
rectangle. Yeah, it's awesome.
What do you mean it's two triangles? That's it?
Like this.
I'll see.
You see that?
Oh, it's not even a flag. It's like a banner.
It's like somebody cut a chunk out of it. I like it.
Okay, it works for me. So that's where in Nepal?
Nepal, yep.
Okay, so that's where they are. They're in Nepal's capital at the event. So that's good. We shall. No, I mean, like I said, I went to that wedding last Friday. Had a great time. Got a new buddy, Danny, who owns the shoe shine deal out at the airport. So Danny and I became friends. He had to throw somebody out because the guy was begging for money at the event.
Okay.
The How do you show up at a wedding and start begging for money?
Was he somebody that was like going, like
no?
Taking
he
the
came
wedding,
up on a bike and had a sign begging for money. But you know,
kind of respected.
Yeah, I suppose. Whatever.
Going through all the cards in the box, like which one feels like it's got some money in it.
But our friend Michael, whom I've known since he was, I guess, about 12, 13, 14 years old, something like that. He's a friend of Alex's. Michael married William. It was just a wedding. There was nothing. I mean, one of the guys talked a little bit about how, 100 years ago or 50 years ago or whatever, you couldn't have gotten married. How long ago did they legalize same-sex marriage in Minnesota?
In Minnesota, I'll look.
It's been a while now. But I wondered while I'm sitting there watching, why would anybody give a rat's ass if these two people want to be married? Who cares? Right?
Yeah, August 1st, 2013, it looks like it was.
Really? It's just that short a time ago? 11 years?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, like Catherine and I got married. Some people were concerned for her, but not for me, So maybe that's part of it. But
blink twice if you're in trouble, Catherine.
Is it part of you don't understand how the human brain works? The two men could be attracted to one another and want to be married to one another. Do you not understand that their brain is acting different than yours? And that's the bit. Who cares?
Right. Like it was legalized August 1st, 2013. And for most people, they woke up on August 2nd. Nothing changed for them.
No.
People like got all worked up. And like, obviously, like religion had a lot to play into it and things like that. But yeah, that was like, I remember as a kid seeing people debate that on TV and stuff and get all worked up. And it was just a wild time to be alive.
And that was Minnesota. Think about like if you were, somebody who's gay down
like Alabama.
Exactly. Like that was not the case for you. Like you still at the time couldn't. So like it's still a lot more recent for a lot of people in this country.
I suppose that is true.
Yeah.
But sitting there, I did think, why would anyone not like it? Was like any other wedding I've ever been to, except for it was two guys instead of a guy and a woman or two women or whatever.
Yeah.
It was two guys, but there was no difference. It was the same deal. Who cares?
Right. It's not like everybody shows up in like assless chaps and a rainbow.
Well, it's
tuxedo.
exactly what I'm talking
there's
about.
It's all the same.
People can be as normal or weird. It doesn't matter their sexual orientation.
Well, you guys aren't weird at all. I'd like to point that out.
Depends on who you ask.
Can you tell I'm lying?
I could hear a little bit of the tone there.
Just lying up a storm. We do have to take a break. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work.
Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We are back, ladies. I don't want to get this to you guys. I've been looking at this headline. I have not opened the story yet. The 10 most acceptable reasons for a phone call in 2024. What do you mean acceptable phone call?
Oh, this is going to be a good list because there are definitely reasons why you should or should not be calling. Like not everything is a phone call or needs to be a phone call.
You know that I literally never get phone calls anymore. I could look at my phone right now. Matter of fact, I'll look at it right now and tell you the last phone call I got.
I feel like you do more of the calling than getting called.
Yeah, probably true. And it's not, I don't even call that much. I don't call people all that much either. I mean, it's kind of a weird deal. Okay. So yesterday, Catherine called me.
Okay.
Carol Grotham, who's, I got 4 phone calls yesterday and 2 of them were from Catherine.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah,
and that's how it is.
Be. Yeah,
that's how it's been that way for a long, long time.
And dare I say that's still too many?
One thing I got to tell you, I won't say who it is, but we're just talking about me being at a wedding of 2 men on Friday. I have a friend who's transgender. Well, I have more than one friend that's transgender, so I'm not talking about anybody specifically. But I have called them a man who became a woman. And the last 3 times I have called that woman, they have not called me back. What the hell's that all about?
I don't know. Maybe
they got a new phone.
Backstabbers.
New number.
Oh, you're just saying that it does ring through and it says their name when they answer the automatic answer.
Do they text back?
No, I don't hear from them at all. So this is a very, very good friend of mine too. So I don't know what the hell that's all about.
Okay.
Maybe they believed all that Star Tribune bullshit. Maybe that's what the problem is.
Are you sure it's not a health issue?
Like just jumps right to death. What? Maybe they're
no,
probably dead. Thanks a lot, AJ. That's great.
Trying to go through the options.
They're fighting for their life.
Yeah, they're fighting for their life right now.
Jeez,
AJ, well, I'm sure they're going to perish any moment.
Just trying to go through the options.
No, it's really, really weird that they don't. But you know what? A lot of people, I don't get anywhere near the number of phone calls I used to. I used to get called constantly during the day. And I don't hear from anybody unless there's something important to talk about.
Yeah, unless it's like if it's something where it's maybe health related or somebody died. Okay, I'm not going to text that to somebody. Or if there's maybe a funny story that relates to something, and then once you answer, I'll be like, "Hey, this is only going to take 30 seconds of your time. I'm just going to tell you this because I need to tell somebody," and then I'm hanging up. But
right.
The people that call and go, "Oh, I'm bored, so I gave you a phone call. What you up to?" My day. Like I don't have time to sit here and talk to you about nothing.
Okay, we'll go through the 10. These are, ladies and gentlemen, the 10 most acceptable reasons for a phone call. So they have to be acceptable reasons to call me.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, really? Okay. Yep. Number 10, to share a negative health update. That's not good. Number 9, when you're lost, you're trying to find someone. Like if you're out you got to call somebody then. Calling in sick to work. Number 7, to announce positive news like we're pregnant. Number 6, to book things like a hotel or reservation. Yeah, that would be a pretty important phone call because how would you get a reservation?
You could do that
online. You can do it online, I suppose. Yeah. Top 5 are when you're running late. Well, that's very polite. Yes, that would be good.
I would not even say that. You could just, hey, running late. I'll be there. I'll be there 10 minutes later.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at getting a text. Yeah,
just a heads up.
Oh, to wish them a happy birthday.
Yeah,
that's good.
Depends on how close a friend you are.
That's true. Yeah. I suppose that is true.
Family member call, just a friend for me is like, hey, happy birthday.
Yep,
have a good one.
Catherine just realized this year that August 25th was my mother's birthday. She'd have been 104 this year if she'd still alive. But not only is it my mother's birthday, it's the day her sister died.
Oof.
Isn't that weird? That's kind of tough when you got
Catherine's sister or your mother's sister?
No, Catherine's sister.
Oh,
died very young, unfortunately. My brother Troy, same situation. He died. I think he was like 54. Unfortunately. Number 3 is to show support when someone's going through some tough times. Nobody ever calls and does that. They ignore you. They stay as far away from you as they can possibly get.
I mean, if I'm able to, if I really want to console somebody in a time of need like that, if we're close enough, I feel like it's got to be just in person.
Okay, well, see,
hey, let's go grab some food or something and talk about how you've been, because I know you've been having a tough time.
Yep.
Number 2 is to inform someone of a death, still the type of news that most of us don't want to get via text. Yeah. Hey, by the way, text you. Yeah, your brother just died. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. I couldn't bother to call you personally.
Jeff just croaked.
Yeah, exactly.
You just sent the skull death emoji.
R.I.P.
Oh, God. That's getting better, actually. I like that. The number 1 reason, 10 most acceptable reasons for a phone call. The number 1 reason for a general chat. So you just want to catch up and you know they're not working.
That can't be.
It's number 1.
That has got to be.
I'm telling you, it's number 1.
I would break my phone in half, drive to wherever you are, and smack the hell out of you. No.
If you're not on fire, don't call.
Yeah,
that's very negative. I want you to know that.
I had one of my good friends. He's a notorious just call to see what you're doing type of person.
Oh yeah.
And he'll call and he'll be like in the line at Chipotle, and I'll hear him putting in his order, and I'll be like, I can hang up and you can call me back whenever you're done doing whatever you want to do. I was like, oh no, it's not a problem. Yeah, I'll take beans and rice, please. Like, no, leave me alone.
I understand your point. I do, really. All right, we'll take a break. Be right back. Are we going to take a call from Josh Arnold since we're not taking calls anymore? We're just not. Should we take a call?
That is true. He wasn't on the list of acceptable reasons to call.
Talking to Josh Arnold was not on the list.
Well, the number 1 reason was just to check up.
Just to check in. All right, we'll be right back. I am so sorry I didn't get any sleep, man. I am falling apart at the seams.
Tavin, CPR in case we need.
I was going to say.
Honest to God, I'm tired as hell. I didn't get any sleep. Boom! It's like, geez, okay, I don't mind your rain. Go ahead, but you have to boom all night with the flashing lights.
We need to hope Catherine's early today.
Tom's fighting for his life in the middle of the second.
I am. All right. We got. What do we got? 25 minutes left, and I might perish before it's over.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back with Josh Arnold right after this.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever. When you use promo code TOM, you get free shipping on your entire order. You get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you can get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146. Go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings, or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings 8 to 9:30 or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app, at tombarnardshow.com, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Proof that there is a God. I have it for you today. Proof there is a God. I've been bitching all day about the booming thunder and the flashing lights of the lightning, that I didn't get any sleep last night. I'm bitching up a storm. The third person that works here just called in and said they don't have any power in their house. So by comparison, I guess me not getting any sleep wasn't as bad as not having any power in your house. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but you're still allowed to complain.
I seriously got about 1 hour of sleep. It was horrendous. So yeah, Josh going to call back in a couple minutes.
No, Josh is on.
I'm right here. Oh, you are on.
Right here. He's sitting in the dark.
Do you not? You don't have any power.
Zero power.
I had a great line. Should I use it?
You can use the line.
Okay. Josh Arnold has no power, much like every Jew in Hitler's Germany. What do you think?
Ooh, too soon.
No, what too soon? It's only been 80 years.
That's real good.
All right. Thank you very much, Josh.
No power here.
Well, I had to try to come up with a good line, because that one you delivered last week, you were on fire last week. I'll tell you that.
Well, some days we are, some days we are not. But
Exactly
you guys pranked me real good last week. That I will say.
It's too bad you couldn't make it in to meet him, because he's a great guy.
I'm sure he is.
He is.
I'm sure he is, and his voices were tremendous.
Oh, his voices are right on the money, and I love the fact that he had to learn to speak, because his entire family, other than he, are deaf. His whole family, mother, father, sister, they're all deaf. So he had to learn to speak from watching television, I guess.
Well, that's how an awful lot of people learn to speak English that have, I'll say, recent immigrants learn to speak. And I'm sure a lot of my relatives, most of whom at that point I've never met, or many of whom I never met, when they came to the United States, I'm sure they had to find some way to learn to speak English as opposed to Polish, Russian, and Yiddish.
Yeah, it's true.
And that could well have been through the radio, and definitely through English classes, and then lastly through their children.
Mo, definitely. So how have you been, Pally, other than the fact you don't have any lights in your house?
Other than the fact we don't have any lights, no TV, no air conditioning.
Oh.
Does your exercise bike work?
The exercise bike works because that is powered by me.
J.A. Power.
J.A. Power powers the bike.
So yeah, it was
old fashioned. I mean, I know that there are such things as walking desks, and the desks are designed designed to generate power to your computer. So if you're not moving, the computer will shut itself off. But technology is tremendous.
Yep.
And we've got a few more interesting technology reports coming this week, particularly from one advanced semiconductor manufacturer, NVIDIA, reports tomorrow after the close. And many analysts are watching with bated breath. What are they going to say? Are they, in fact, going to double their revenues again? Are they going to guide higher on sales of their graphic processing units, which are super high speed and are being used in data, not just for gaming, but are used in data centers, cryptocurrency mining, and are needed for artificial and generative artificial intelligence. These guys are the leading seller of these GPUs and advanced products. And the stock has been on fire and fuego this year, up over 150% from the beginning of the year. Will that Will it go up another 150% in another year? Probably not. But given the fact that these guys are still are the leader by a large margin, their chips are in high demand. But that is well known. The stock is very volatile. The stock is NVIDIA. The stock is very volatile, having fallen from a high mid-July of $140 a share, dropped below 100 in early August with the, say, Monday morning sell-off caused by the Japanese raising interest rates and creating a big problem for leverage bets in the yen-dollar trade. And it has since recovered from, we'll say, $91 a share, jumped to 130, and has retreated to 127 as we speak. Plenty of volatility. Options bets indicate the stock could go down 15% or up 15% on their earnings announcement tomorrow after the close. Most, no matter how good they do with their earnings, it's going to be all about their guidance and commentary. So much fluctuation. We'll see where this ends up on Thursday. And that could indicate the direction, we'll say, of NASDAQ, as NVIDIA is the third largest company by market capitalization on NASDAQ after favorite Apple and Microsoft. So it does have a big impact on the NASDAQ and still a significant impact on the S&P 500. When it comes to chips, however, the SKOR index, so it's an index of all chip companies, is still down 14% from its high, and half of the members of the SKOR, so half the chip companies, are trading in bear market territory, down 20% or more from the high. This as opposed to the S&P 500 index, just 1% below its all-time high, and the Dow reaching a new high yesterday. So we'll say, broadly speaking, market participants are adding exposure in other areas other than, we'll say, large capitalization technology companies, which still dominate the S&P and, of course, NASDAQ. It is also very interesting that Berkshire Hathaway, which is also now one of the largest companies by market capitalization in the S&P, continues to reach some new highs. They do sit on a lot of cash, having reduced positions in favorite Apple, their bank positions, but they have seen positions like American Express go up, and Coca-Cola has recently hit a new high, and Coke even got upgraded at Morgan Stanley as a top pick in the beverage category, saying it's got a little of everything that people want: pricing power, some growth, and they are still, in my estimation, Coke is still the number one energy drink out there. And that can even be seen in the performance of the other known energy drinks. Monster Beverage, which is down at least 30%, and Celsius, which had been a hot item, is down over 50% from its high. And that's not a lot of energy. The original energy drink, the original drink, Coca-Cola. Well, Coke is still it.
It is, isn't it? Coca-Cola, has it ever lost its position? I mean, it goes up and down, but it's always been the number one cola, certainly in the United States, hasn't it?
I think it's probably the number one cola around the world.
Yeah.
Except in a few countries where it is not sold, and they prefer drinking Pepsi-Cola. But I've always looked at Coca-Cola as probably, we'll say, the best global mutual fund that's out there, as Coca-Cola does business in 200 countries around the world and has over 200 products that they sell around the world. And they do make most of their money outside of the United States.
Really?
Yeah.
That amazes me.
They generate more than 75% of their revenues from outside the United States, which is a flip from Pepsi-Cola, which makes the bulk of its money in the United States.
God, what an amazing story. But I'll tell you, my favorite Coca-Cola in the world, though, is Mexican Coca-Cola. It is phenomenal.
Yeah, because it's got the real, not the fake sugar. It's got the real cane sugar.
Yeah, it's delicious. God, is it good.
Now, since you started with a little Jewish humor, do remember.
You going at me Catholic now?
Yeah, you're fine. I'm not going to give you that. I'm just going to say you like Mexican Coke because it has, cane sugar in it. So it tastes, you get that original taste that you and I grew up with, as opposed to the taste from corn sweeteners.
Right.
So many people will say, well, there's no difference between cane sugar and corn sugar. It's still sugar is still sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. To me, taste difference. Love getting the Mexican Coke. Comes in a little bigger bottle. Used to cost $1 a bottle at my favorite Byerly's. But I haven't seen it there recently.
No, I haven't either.
But I know you can get it at a lot of Cub stores, including the Cub store over in Knollwood. I think they've got a special section for Mexican foods, and it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
But around Passover, or if you can find kosher Coca-Cola, that is made with cane sugar.
There you go.
Load up.
Love it.
Around Passover time, which is, just to give you a semblance of the calendar, it's usually right around Easter.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Because we know that the Last Supper, they were celebrating the Passover Seder.
I love it.
And we won't even go into a Sam Kinison joke about the Last Supper.
I love that joke. And why don't you tell it on Friday when you're in studio?
I will tell it on Friday when I'm in studio.
All right, Josh. We'll see you then, Pally.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Coke is it. Bye.
Coke is it. Josh Arnold, ladies and gentlemen. Take a break. Be right back. Kristen Burt joins us right after this.
When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they talk to you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
I hosted my show on the radio for 40 years. Now I host the Tom Barnard Podcast. And I'll tell you, I've never seen the passion and engagement from our audience as I do now. I know we also have businesses that listen to our podcast, and it got me thinking, wouldn't it be great to help those businesses grow by telling my listeners about them? So here's the deal. If you own or handle marketing for a business, would like to have my audience buy your product or service, visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner, and we'll put together an ad campaign to help your business. That's TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner, and thank you for listening.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Kristen Burt joins us. So we have to ask you, because we were just talking about this. Mexican Coke, regular Coke, Diet Pepsi, Diet Cherry Pepsi. What, do you drink any of that stuff?
I drink Coke or Mexican Coke, either one.
Mexican Coke is really good.
It's delicious.
We
have it here a lot in California.
We got a lot of it up here now too. We didn't used to, but we have it a lot up here now, thank God. But it's absolutely delicious, no question about it. But it's interesting in my life. Now we're talking about American Coke. I like American Coke, but I like Diet Pepsi. Why would that be?
Diet Pepsi is very sweet.
Like me, then. Is that what you're saying? We're both very sweet.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah. I don't do anything with like the aspartame. It's not good for you.
Yeah,
I mean, not that Coke is good for you either. Let's just establish that. Don't go. Don't start typing with me. Don't come in my DMs going, "Are you dumb?" But if you talk to a nutritionist and they're like, if you have to have a soda, it's actually better to have the sugar soda than the diet soda because
it is.
Yeah, but neither are good. Like they're not really great choices to begin with.
Delicious though.
They are tasty.
They're tasty. There's no question. I thought of you this morning because I turned on the television, and what I do is I watch CNN for a while, then I watch Newsmax for a while to try to see if there's anything that's real. And the two things I learned this morning, I learned on CNN that Kamala Harris has it locked up. Forget about it. She's going to win. Then I went to Newsmax, and forget about it. Donald Trump's got the election locked up. Don't even worry about it. How can both of those things be true?
They're not, but I do think that
they're not.
That's why we don't listen to news networks like that.
I just can't stand it anymore, Kristen. They never tell the truth, either one of them.
Tom, I am going to call you out because we're not supposed to be talking politics.
We're not talking politics. I'm talking about news reporting.
I know, but we are talking politics.
No, I didn't tell you who I'm going to vote for.
I don't care who you're voting for, but
all of a sudden you don't care about me.
No, you should vote. I think you should vote.
No, don't worry about my feelings.
So many people don't vote. And two, you shouldn't be listening to biased news channels. You should be finding those lovely non-biased networks.
They don't have one on TV.
They do. PBS.
PBS gets all their dope from the Democrats. Don't give me that BS.
Oh my gosh.
KPBS.
Oh God, KPBS is the worst of them all. There's
no, don't say that. I love them over there. But it's true. Their news hour is all unbiased. They just give straight facts.
Mm-hmm.
That is their news hour. I mean, you're going to argue with me on that, but
I'm not going to argue with anybody.
I could see your smirk from here.
This is a democracy, and therefore, whomever you vote for is your business. I don't get mad.
It's also the Tom Barnard Show, so I know.
No. I got to be honest. I told you I'm not happy with any of them right now. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I think we should talk entertainment. That's what we should do.
Well, I don't want to talk entertainment yet. I want to annoy you. That's what I'd like to do. If I can get you annoyed at all possible, that'd be wonderful. No, I because a lot of people do hang on one of the channels or whatever. They're all lied nonstop. So don't believe.
Don't watch them. Associated Press will give you all the news that you need. If you don't want to watch
TV, on this show,
Associated Press is great.
We do.
It's great.
Okay. Now I don't know if this is news or not, but we have a water cooler here at the studio, and it sat with no water in it for about 6 months. So who went to get the water? The guy who runs the show, who rents out the space here. I had to go get the thing filled up because nobody else would do it. Now, where's the democracy in that?
I'll be honest, I didn't even know it was empty.
I bring my own, so I never use it.
I don't know if anybody ever uses it. Does anyone ever? Why is it empty then?
I have
or
no
it
idea.
was. It's full now.
Maybe your guests.
Well, maybe the guests do. Yeah, that's a good guess.
It's good to have water for your guests to hydrate.
Indeed. Oh, yeah, that's indeed true. No question about it. All right. So what in Hollywood do you want to talk about?
Really quick. I know there's probably, because it's been a day or two, but you teased us with Michael Oher news and the Blindside news a couple days ago. And
we did talk about it.
Yeah, we did.
We talked about it.
You said we were going to have a more update, though.
We did when we did the second update.
Yeah. Where have you guys been?
Where'd you guys go? We did do it.
Jesus, Palomino. Real pros I'm working with here, Kristen.
We had a guest. It might have been because there were a lot of guests last week, but it was during when one of the guests were here. We did a second update. Do you want me to just give you the highlights though, so you have it? Because maybe you're not the only one who maybe missed it, because it looks like Tevin missed it.
I thought there was more meat on the bone. I thought there was, because wasn't he going into some sort of whatever? But if we covered it, then we're good.
Yeah. And for anyone who wants to read the deep dive article, it's on New York Times Magazine from 2 weeks ago. So definitely worth it. It's his first time really speaking out. And I think we just talked about the fact that a 37-year-old man, I think he was 36 when he got out, was in a conservatorship against his will, essentially. And until he called the Toohey family out on it, he was stuck in it. But when that became public, they dropped it. So I think that there's going to be more to the story, because he still has a lawsuit out against him because of the money that they received for the Blind Side. He's claiming he did not receive any money for the Blind Side for his story. And he's saying like the family, the 2 kids did, but he's like, where's mine? And I think we also talked a little bit about how the movie made him look not that smart, and that he got to the NFL and the NFL was like, do you understand the plays? Like, do you understand this? Because they're going off of the movie, how that Hollywood perception changed. And he's like, wait, I'm not stupid. He may have gotten a tutor. That's one thing, but he wasn't learning to read from a first grade level like the movie kind of showed.
See, that's all we need. All you got to do is tune into Kristen Burt, because you get the straight truth. That's all I'm saying. Yeah,
it's true.
What? I'm trying to give you a compliment. What's
you.
stuck in my brain, but I got to get it out of my brain, because they were talking about this, paying the bill, doing this, that, and the other thing. When I grew up, I probably won't say his name, because he was one of my heroes. He was an elderly black man in America today. And he used to say things to me on a weekly, almost daily basis. And I said, how you doing, Mr. So-and-so? He goes, I don't know, Tommy. I'm so poor, I can't even pay attention. I always thought, as a kid, it's one of my favorite lines of all. I'm so poor, I can't even pay attention. That's a brilliant line, don't you think?
Yeah, that's one of those old man OG sayings.
It is. It really is.
But
But it is. There's no question about it. That's why I love it so much. But, it all works out in the end. So what's going on in Hollywood now?
All right, let's talk Christopher Reeve, because they dropped the trailer. Superman, the Christopher Reeve story is coming. It's this documentary. I don't know how you get even through the trailer without crying your eyes out, to be honest.
Right.
Just watching it yesterday, it's so moving because you see this like super handsome, this rugged man who liked to sail, and he was an equestrian. He was really, really active, like someone who was super athletic, and obviously go through a tragic equestrian accident in 1995, and then it talks about his life from there on out. And we do hear from Robin Williams, who's no longer with us. You hear from Susan Sarandon. You hear from Christopher Reeve himself. You hear from his 3 kids, and just about the story. And you hear about his wife, Dana Reeve, who's no longer with us either. I mean, like, there's just so much tragedy around the whole story. It is coming to movie theaters for a limited 2-night engagement. September 21st and September 25th. They are looking at a mass distribution later on, but they don't have it just yet. But if you're looking for it, it's being run by Fathom Events. And they have theaters all over the country that are showing it on those 2 particular dates. The 25th happens to be Christopher Reeve's birthday. But I think that this is going to inspire a lot of people because his story was really incredible.
Now, he was bucked off a horse and broke his neck, right?
Yeah, he was paralyzed from the neck down.
Right, yeah.
And he basically said the only reason I chose to live was because of his wife, Dana. She's like, you are still you.
Yep.
Like, and she fought for him, and he fought for spinal cord injury and brain injury research. And you see this in the trailer, and they say there are people who are making strides and learning to walk again because of what Christopher Reeve and his foundation did.
That's wonderful. That's great news.
So I think, like, even though there's a lot of tragedy surrounding the story and you're probably going to cry, there's a lot of hope in it. And I'm just saying, I'm really looking forward to it. And I think we'll be discussing it more when it comes out in late September.
Well, yeah, it's something I would love to see. I always liked him. He was a very nice guy.
And so handsome. Like, you go back and look, you're like, this guy was Superman. Like, his chiseled looks, his kids have the same like jawline and nose structure. You're like, that was strong genes.
It's like the 3 of us in studio here in Minneapolis. You know, same story.
Same story. You're all Superman.
Man,
we're all Superman. Yeah.
AJ, how's your wing, AJ?
I can get it up onto the desk, and then it kind of hurts, but we're making progress. So I'm out of the sling. That's
good news. I hope your healing is fast and painless.
You know what's amazing about it, Kristen, though, his right arm is so bad he can't even write with his left arm either. It's affecting his left arm too.
Oh, the fact that he had one letter that was screwed up, my left hand would have been. Yep. It might as well have just been scribbles because I can't write left.
Took me a long time to write that.
I don't know if I could or not. I should try to write with my left hand while we're talking. What words?
I can do it.
You can do it?
I can do it. I believe my brother's a lefty, and I have to be honest, I think I was a lefty. I'm ambidextrous, so I have a feeling that when I was young, because I'm just old enough where they...
My left hand, I wrote that.
Let me see. I can't even see. Your name is covering it.
Hold it up.
Up.
Hold it up.
There you go. Perfect.
Thank you so much. That looks good. I read that.
But look how clear that was.
FU too.
Fun for
all.
Yep.
All starts with a U now.
Yeah, today it does.
Fun for you all.
Fun for you all.
I like
for y'all.
And good for a left-handed printing.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That is pretty good.
I didn't even know I could do that. And from now on, it's going to say it on your. It's your cell line, so it'll say it on there for the rest of time. So that's good. So I do want to see that Christopher Reeve movie. He was on the KQ Morning Show a couple of times. Just a really pleasant person to deal with.
So smart, so talented,
and
just really an incredible story. I mean, his wife died of lung cancer too. And
oh, Jesus.
Never smoked a day in her life.
Oh.
So their youngest son, I believe it's Will, lost both of his parents. He was an orphan, essentially. He had 2 older siblings that were half siblings, but just really a sad story. But I think that this is going to be really move people when it does come out. It was released at Sundance. It's been getting great reviews ever since. And the other big news, little Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce, they got their $100 million deal. Do you guys believe that? Amazon Wondery for their podcast New Heights.
Oh, I thought you were going with a different direction for them. Because I've seen a resurgence that they are bringing back the Backyard Sports brand which is like Pablo Sanchez and stuff, because that's been popping up over like the last week or two. So I thought that's where this was going. But what did they get their funding for?
Their New Heights podcast. So they're going to be on Amazon's Wondery audio channel. They will still be on all of the other channels as well. But, Wondery, if you subscribe to them, you'll get ad-free, obviously. But I was like, there's probably a little Taylor Swift boost to their podcast over the last year.
No, do you think?
Yeah.
I wonder if some of her people got with some of their people and we're like, we need to push this through for my boo thing.
Is there gonna be an exclusive Taylor Swift like Amazon Prime Video movie that comes out now?
Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Netflix already had Taylor Swift's Miss Americana, but you never know what pops up, especially if they get married. They'll want to do some joint type of project, I bet. They are still together, going strong. Yeah, I'm waiting for and there's rumors that they're engaged, that they got engaged behind the scenes. We don't know that, but they'll get married, I think. I feel like this is end game for them.
How would you feel?
At least for now.
He has a twin brother, right?
Older brother.
Oh, it's an older brother. Okay.
Jason
how does he feel that this guy's very famous, wins the Super Bowl, dating Taylor Swift? What do you got going, Buster?
Jason Kelce, I believe, also has a Super Bowl ring, and at one point in time was voted the world's sexiest man.
Oh, well.
So Jason
and he has Monday Night Football. He is going to be part of the broadcasting team. So when he retired after this past season, I can't believe I'm talking sports and even know this, but he is going to Monday Night Football. And he and his wife, Kylie, have also really raised their profile just thanks to, the limelight of Taylor Swift. I think that the entire Kelce family is extra famous now after all of that.
You know what's kind of sad? I didn't even know Monday Night Football still existed.
Oh, it's huge.
Still huge, huh?
Yeah, I know.
I know that.
Well, primetime football kind of had a little bit of a down era, especially on Monday night, because they had a terrible broadcast team this was years ago. So they're kind of. I know Booger McFarland was always the guy that got a lot of flack. Yeah, he was very nice guy, great football player, but didn't really make a great transition into the entertainment sphere. And so now they're I think they have Joe Buck, right?
Yeah.
And Troy Aikman now are their new ones. And
obviously
Jason Kelce is going to be a part of it as well. So.
And Monday Night Football was so big that it moved Dancing with the Stars, where it had been for 31 seasons, to Tuesday. Just showing you the muscle and the power right now of live sports, that it just completely moved it off the fall landscape onto another day, which is a big deal.
My favorite. Do you have a favorite Monday Night Football story? Because mine has nothing to do with football.
Certainly not me, because I'm not sitting there on Monday nights catching football.
True story, apparently. And I don't know, it had to be 100 years ago. Dean Martin and Jackie Gleason went to a football game. And Dean Martin was wearing new shoes and they were too tight, so he took them off. And at one point, Jackie Gleason drank so much he vomited into Dean Martin's shoes. See, now that's a good football story.
Nobody wants anyone to throw up in their shoes, though.
Why not?
Yuck.
Even if it's Jackie Gleason.
I am one of those. I throw up like once a decade. I have an iron stomach, but the smell of vomit is I don't like while everyone gets the stomach flu, I get strep throat. Just to give you an idea, when everyone goes, oh, we all have the stomach flu, I'm like, oh, I'm probably getting strep throat in a day or two.
It is nasty. There's no question about it. Well,
yeah.
I thought today was a brilliant report.
Oh, I just want one little button the podcast discussion, because we talked about Call Her Daddy and she was looking for a new deal. She did get it, and she beat the Kelce brothers $125 million to go to Sirius XM.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
I changed your sign, by the way. Your sign and stuff, I changed it. You see it?
Wait, I have to put my glasses on again. I can't. Fun KB. Yes.
There you go. It's much better. Now it says Fun KB on there.
Yay.
Much improved over what it was before.
And how long is that deal, Kristen?
I don't know. I would have to go back and check and see how long that is. But her last deal was only a couple of years, and it was $65 million. We had looked it up for Spotify.
Yeah.
So she was only on Spotify for a few years, and now she's jumping on over to Sirius XM. So
does that shock you? Because I know you weren't harsh on her, but you said it's kind of surprising given some of this content you've seen. I know she has a major platform, but that's a lot of money for that podcast.
It is a lot of money. I was, to be honest, I was shocked because I watched her do her interview work. NBC hired her for the Olympics, and I thought that she was really struggling. I felt like she has a segment producer. This is what I'm assuming is happening behind the scenes. A segment producer is doing the research and then handing her index cards with the questions on it. And that's not to say that she's not doing her own research too, but I feel like she relies on those questions and she's white knuckling them instead of letting a conversation happen naturally. And I was like, someone needs to take those index cards out of her hand to be a stronger interviewer.
So who are we talking about here?
Alex Cooper.
I don't even know who that is.
You shouldn't know who she is.
Is it Al Cooper's daughter?
No, that'd be funny, but no.
I think he does have a daughter named Alex, doesn't he? I think.
Then maybe. I don't know. She at one point was dating Noah Syndergaard, who was at the time pitching for the New York Mets.
Oh, okay.
And then she and another co-host, Sophia Franklin, I want to say.
Yeah, it's Franklin. Yep.
That got some decent traction, picked up by the Barstool podcasting network that kind of helped skyrocket them. And then they left for Spotify, and a massive deal. And now it seems like they're getting... Then she has since kind of taken it solo, and it's really impressive actually, because there's really been like a dip. It seems like it's only up that she continues to go, which is really impressive.
I think her clips do really well on TikTok, to be honest. Like I see they come through my FYP all the time. I'm looking at this, just trying to see what the deal was. It just says Sirius is worth as much as $125 over the course of the deal. It just says a multi-year agreement. It'll begin rolling out in 2025, and that's per Variety.
So what does she talk about?
A lot of pop culture. So originally when it was Sophia and Alex, it was, them bantering about their lives. But now with only Alex, it's turned more into an interview show. And I think that's really where it sometimes spotlights her weaknesses instead of her fun, relatable sort of, I guess she might be a young millennial or like a older Gen Z. I'm not sure where she falls in that, but she just got married, but relatable to that particular generation. But she and Sophia had a pretty big falling out when they moved, call her daddy, away from Barstool Sports.
There you have a brilliant report again today, sister.
Here we are.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.
See you on Wednesday.
Looking forward to it. Catherine will be in a second. Every time I look at KB, I think of Catherine Brandt. Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. That's going to do it for this show. Back in 10 minutes with the family. Oh,